Hey y'all, welcome to Camira's Kitchen. Today we're making a delicious oxtail meal that is going to just come right off the bone. We have some rice and peas as well as a quick coleslaw and some fried plantains. You guys are going to love this meal. Let's go ahead and get started. Now guys, I just got to show y'all the price of these oxtails. I just want to slap Costco. These prices are so high. Like, why oxtail? $9 a pound. We all know it's mostly bone and fat. Like, what? Okay, but anyway, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and clean them up. I know some people say they don't like to wash their meat, but guys, honestly, I just feel like oxtail has so much stuff on them, I just cannot, okay? So I'm going to put a little vinegar on them, and then I'm going to run them under some water and cut off the excess fat. Now, you will not be able to get off all of the excess fat. There's just way too much. But I will take off some of the large exterior chunks and then rinse out a lot of the blood that is in the oxtails. You would be surprised what I saw come off of these things. I'm going to rinse them really well, and then I'm going to set them aside to dry. For anyone concerned about germs, look, you get that Dawn dish soap. Look, if it can clean the ducks, it can clean my sink, okay? So I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to wipe it really clean, and then I'm going to rinse it, and I'm going to let that be that, all right? Now to seasoning this, I'm going to put on some avocado oil. I have some white pepper, some onion and herb seasoning, as well as some mrs.dash. Now, all of these seasonings are salt-free, all of these ones, okay? And then I'm going to go in with some of this beef stew and oxtail seasoning. You don't have to have this. You can use whatever oxtail seasoning you like, or you can even just add a little bit of extra beef bouillon, okay? I have some chopped onion. I'm going to put on just about, half a tablespoon. We just estimating around here, okay? The real cooks know. And then I'm also going to use my fave, Saison Tropical. Y'all see it's about gone, okay? I got a teaspoon and a half that I'm going to put on here, as well as a tablespoon of beef bouillon. And then I'm going to hit it up with a little bit of that W sauce, okay? Just about 2 tablespoons. And now I know that my browning bottle looked jacked up. Okay, that's because it's getting used. What matters is what's on the inside. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon on here to give it that rich color, and about 2 pinches of salt. Now, some people like to go in and actually make their own browning, but for oxtails, I don't even fool with it. Okay, they take too long to cook for me to want to be doing an extra step. All right, I'm going to mix all these seasonings up, and I'm just going to let this marinate at the side for about 15 minutes, just at room temperature. While this is marinating, I'm going to make up my green seasoning blend that will go in the oxtail and in the rice and peas. Now I have 1.5 medium onions, a scotch bonnet with the seeds taken out, 1 bell pepper. It's really this long pepper, but it tastes the same to me. I have 3 green scallions, and I have about 6 fat cloves of garlic. I have a cube of, this is some pureed herbs I had from the summer. It's like thyme, some basil, a little bit of ginger. You can use them individually, but I'm just using what I have. And I'm just going to pulse them all together until they are well combined. This is going to save me time on chopping because I'm going to use this for both of my recipes. Now, if you've been enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe, because I post recipes on a weekly basis, and anybody can tell you that these recipes are delicious and they're super easy. Also, let me know in the comments if you are enjoying these full meal recipes. Cook the oxtails for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and just continually mix them, until it gets nice and brown. Now, a lot of people think this is to lock in the juices, but it is not. This is really to make the flavor of your stew or whatever you're cooking deeper, because it toasts the spices and it just brings out the aroma. Now, what's at the bottom of the pan is not burnt. This is the seasonings, and we need that. It's just really dark because of the browning, and I'm going to put a cup of dry red wine in there to get all of that up. Now, you can spend 5 hours over a pot of oxtails, but honey, not today. We're going to use the Instant Pot. If you got one, you better pull out your pressure cooker. I put 2/3 of that seasoning blend we made with a teaspoon of thyme, as well as some allspice berries and some bay leaves. And I just sauteed that for about 3 minutes to bring out the flavor. And then we are going to put in our oxtails with the red wine and all the juices and seasoning from that. And I'm also going to fill up my seasoning bowl, with a few cups of water. You don't have any evaporation in a pressure cooker, so you don't need to get crazy with the water. You just need enough to come up to the level of the oxtails so that they can cook properly. I'm going to try to push the oxtails under that water, and then I'm going to put on my lid, seal it, and I'm going to cook this for 45 minutes at high pressure. Then I'll let it natural pressure release for 20 minutes, and then I'll quick release the rest of the way. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you can cook this on your stove for about 4 hours. I'm going to get started on the rice and peas. Now, this may not be how your Jamaican grandmama do it, but it's how I'm going to do it today, okay? So I put in about a tablespoon of butter and the rest of that seasoning mixture. It's about 1/3 that's left. And remember, this looks like a lot, but this has like the onion, the garlic, the scallion. It has so much of the flavor. It has a ton of stuff in this. I'm going to put a can of dark red kidney beans, and I'm going to use all of the liquid. Okay, I've put that to the side in a measuring cup, and I'm going to cook this with some thyme, some allspice berries, and also a little bit of Vegeta. This is essentially vegetable bouillon. I got this from Amazon. I'll link it in the description. My UK subscribers have taught me something, so y'all check this out. I have some Sazon Tropical and a little bit of seasoning salt. There's already salt in the other two seasonings, so I really didn't go crazy with this. I'm going to be using Grace's coconut milk today, and it's solidified at the top and become really firm. So I'm just using the coconut cream part, and I'm putting a half a cup in here. And I'm going to let this simmer on low for about 3 minutes just to soften up and also season those kidney beans. It'll also give us an opportunity to go in there and just mash some of the kidney beans. Y'all, this how we gonna trick them. Make you think we done made them from the scratch. Okay, we just gonna crush a few of them. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you do it from the dried, it be having a little bit of smashed ones. Not all of them, you know, we just faking them today. Okay, so then I have taken the liquid from the beans, all of it. Okay, and then I added enough water to make 2 1/4 of a cup of water, because I'm doing 1.5 cups of rice. This will help your rice get the right flavor. It will also help it get a nice color. I also went in there and I took water and I got what's at the bottom of that can. It is safe to eat, guys. Then I put in my washed basmati rice. I let my rice come up to a boil, and then I turned it down to a simmer and I cooked it on low for about 20 minutes. Having a vegetable at every meal is really something that's essential for me. So I'm going to be making a cabbage and carrot slaw. This is about 1/4 of a kind of big cabbage, and I have a big carrot. Now, there's 2 ways you can shred your cabbage. You can use this cool little peeler that I got from the dollar store, and you know we paid $1.25 with the prices these days. And you can shred your cabbage. Now, this is the longer way, but it makes these beautiful ribbons, guys. It is bougie, but you know you can just use a grater to make it easy. You're also going to grate your cabbage, or you know what, you could even buy one of those pre-grated mixes. That would make it so convenient. This is going to be a simple slaw. We're going to just do some apple cider vinegar, and you know you got to do this to your own taste. Just a drop of honey. We're not trying to make this sweet now. This like less than 1/2 teaspoon. Some white pepper, some salt to your taste, and I'm also going to put on a good dose of olive oil. This is a nice fresh coleslaw because you know you have the heaviness and the oiliness from the oxtails, and this just pairs well with it as something really light. Now my oxtails are done, and guys, it is swimming in oil. That's like $9 of oil up there. Okay, but you know what? We can't leave it. So I'm going to scoop it off, and I probably got at least a cup of fat off here. And you know what? I'm going to mix it with the dog food because this oxtail costs too much to be throwing this stuff away. Okay. Now, at this point, if you wanted to put in butter beans, this would be the time to do it, but my store did not have any, so I decided to put in carrots, and I put it on saute mode for about 30 minutes, uncovered, just to let the gravy thicken to my liking, and the carrots will cook perfectly in that timing. Can you see these oxtails? They look so good. And by this time, my rice and peas is done. I am going to take some chopsticks and just fluff them. Now, this may not be as red as your typical rice and peas, but I promise you, this is absolutely delicious. Nobody will complain about this meal. Now, I have heated some coconut oil
in a skillet, and I'm just going to put in my sweetened plantains. I'm going to fry them on each side until they are nice and brown so that we can serve everything up, because hey, what is oxtail and rice and peas without some plantains? You just got to have this. And look, you have this delicious meal that is easy to make, especially using the pressure cooker. It's tasty, it's full of flavor. Guys, I hope you know that I love you and God loves you. And let me know in the comments what other recipes you would like to see. I will link my full meal playlist for you so that you can watch all my full meal recipes and episodes. And I'll see you next time in Camira's Kitchen. Goodbye.